And we're ready, and we are set for the Sao Paulo Grand Prix. It's round 19, it's lights out and away we go. And Lando Norris touches, and he's got a puncture on his rear left tyre. And the two is going wide, and Bottas as well.
Bottas wide. It's a Red Bull 1-2 there. So down into the tricky braking zone. It's downhill into turn 4.
Full throttle, full blast, all the way to turn 1, and he is gaining in the slipstream of Carlos Sainz. Pulls over to the inside. Sainz isn't going to fight that one, and Hamilton, if he is to win this race in the space of 2 laps, has half the arrears that he needs to. Yuki Tsunoda going down the inside, but there just wasn't the space, and that's a lot of bodywork coming off there.
He was not looking at all.
To invert the cars in turn 1.
That was Valtteri slowing down and obeying those team orders.
Yes, and he had to slow down a lot, didn't he? So he's side by side there, little touch, gets a bit trigger happy with the throttle, and that's where the wing's gone.
What a Sao Paulo Grand Prix this has been so far. If you are just joining us and people switch on all the time, press your red button, you can watch the highlights alongside the live action. And I hope you've all been enjoying the live action so far. Whoever you're rooting for, whoever you're cheering for, Verstappen fans, Hamilton fans, you know, we're just seeing a titanic battle this season. Some great stuff on the racetrack, and it's not often you see someone storming through the field in the way Lewis Hamilton has this weekend.
And he's just trying to break the slipstream now. Trying to go down the outside. Is he going to sweep through? He can!
They're going to go wheel to wheel into Cito de Largo, and Sergio Perez repasses Lewis Hamilton and reclaims that second place. Inside, outside, outside, inside. Which way is Lewis Hamilton going to go? To the left, to the right? It's going to be to the right. It's going to be round the outsides. And for the second lap, running the crowd cheer as Lewis Hamilton passes Sergio Perez. This time around, he looks a bit further ahead through the Curva del Sol to try and stay ahead. More debris coming off the Aston Martin of Lance Stroll. Bottas is coming into the pits.
Cheap stop for him, isn't it? Very cheap stop. How is this going to work out for him?
Well, it's going to get him ahead of Sergio Perez, that is for sure. Here comes Hamilton on Max Verstappen, down towards turn one. Verstappen moved and cut out any possibility of an overtake down the inside.
Yeah, but Hamilton will get another helping of the DRS down this back straight. There it goes.
And crucially, Martini is closer than he was on the previous lap. And here goes Lewis Hamilton. He was last at the start of the sprint. He's trying to take the lead from Verstappen, but he is forced wide by Verstappen, and Verstappen himself has to go off the track. Did Verstappen drive Hamilton off the track?
He didn't run into him, but Mercedes will think that.
Michael, that is all about let them race. That's all about let them race.
No investigation necessary. They're satisfied in the stewards' room that Verstappen did nothing wrong.
So Lewis, apparently no investigation necessary for running you off track.
Of course, man. Of course.
It's not working out for Mercedes at the moment. Do you stop Hamilton? Well, let's see what happens here. Just wondering if it's not been working out, do Mercedes try anything different? But it is working out at this moment in time. Verstappen is weaving all over the road, and he's going to force Hamilton wide again, and Hamilton can't quite get past on the entry into turn 4. Thought for one moment about the old switcheroo there, force Verstappen a little bit deeper, cut through on the inside, didn't happen for him. The battle resumed as they go into turn 1, and Hamilton's gaining on Max Verstappen here. Couldn't pull the move off on Verstappen that he did on Lando Norris in the sprint yesterday. Norris didn't really fight that one, to be fair.
But he forced Max to go late into the corner, and he's got a better exit. Hamilton with a much better exit down to turn 4.
I said, is it third time lucky? Hamilton pulls ahead of Verstappen before they get to the corner. The crowd go absolutely wild. It is third time lucky for Lewis Hamilton. He was 20th and last on the grid for the sprint. Here on lap 59 of the Grand Prix, he has gone from last all the way to first. What a drive this has been from Lewis Hamilton this weekend. He's got Esteban Ocon in his sights. The two Frenchmen going to turn 1 together. They almost collide. And that, by the briefest of margins, was a lucky escape, I think, for both of them going into turn 1. Gasly makes his way up into 8th place. Here comes the Gasman. He's not got DRS, Fernando Alonso, to help his battle. Gasly has, giving him an extra speed advantage. Gasly's going to go all the way around the outside and does so. Lewis Hamilton now has the checker flag in sight for his 101st win. Hamilton, against the odds, has come home to win the Sao Paulo Grand Prix. What a victory for Lewis Hamilton. He's not ready to loosen his grip on that championship trophy. We move on then to Qatar in a week's time. After a hugely eventful weekend here at Interlagos, there's something about this place. It just makes history, it makes stories, it makes memories. And Hamilton's memories that have started out looking rather grim on the first couple of days will be full of smile and joy. He wins the Sao Paulo Grand Prix, closes the gap at the top as we head off to the next round in 7 days' time.
Success always feels sweeter when you face adversity, and yes, when you start first and have success, there's a journey to get there, of course, but it's far, far greater. This is one of the most beautiful feelings that I've had in a win, knowing that I've had all those pushbacks, right, setbacks, but we never let it stand in our way.
Top speed-wise was really tough to defend. Yeah, you could clearly see when they take a fresh engine, you know, it gives them a bit more power, so hopefully now in the coming races that will die down slowly. But at least it was fun, you know. Of course, I would have liked to win, but realistically, I think this was a good result.
I'm just also really happy for Lewis. You know, he had For me, that's like the champion's drive. He had an amazing day today, and I think he was on a different league today to anyone else.
We were extremely unlucky. There was nothing we could have done differently. With the virtual safety car there, we just got very unlucky, and unfortunately that hurt and helped Mercedes to do the undercut with Bottas on us.
Yeah, it was just getting worse. I think it started off with like 25 points, and then it was like 45 points, so pieces were just falling off the car on the track, and yeah, we were just going backwards, so yeah.